Hola everybody, buenas tardes, and I'm here at the temple, Zona Arqueológica de Malinalco, and hopefully you're getting a good signal and someone here. Oh, hello Conscious Media Festival. Which one of us is it on the Conscious Media Festival tip? I'm just going to show you where I'm standing. First, the valley below, which is the Pueblo de Malinalco. And then over here is the Temple de Malinalco, part of it. And this is where the Aztec warriors, hey Ashley, this is where the very important Aztec Council will deliberate upon many important government issues. But Richard Ote, A-OK Ote, how are you, buddy? I'm here in Mexico, and I just want to check in with everybody and hang out on the summer solstice a little bit, see how you're all doing. This temple that I'm standing at is, I can't even believe that I'm standing here, because 500 years ago, when this place was in full swing, only the most elite Jaguar and Eagle warriors and temple officials were allowed up here. Like, nothing casual about this place. This is the place, a temple where they worship the sun, who is also the god of war, Huitzilopochtli. And here they gave daily sacrifices of the sangre, the blood, to keep the sun moving as it went through its nightly mission, where they believed that the sun actually went through the underworld, or actually through the belly of the earth. And then they had to make sacrifices to make sure that that sun came up on the other side of the earth to have another day. I think we have it a lot easier these days, but our particular challenge as human warriors is to do what they did here, and that's also why I'm standing here, which is to work on your underworld, to work on the places where we have given up our power. I love this solar flare that's happening. I'm just gonna keep it. I hope you like it. It's so solstice. But I want to say that, here they also worked on the underworld. There's many caves in these mountains. Check out the cliffs right here. There's many caves around here where they would do the work of cleansing what we also call the underworld. And each one of us has an underworld. We call it sometimes our subconscious, right? The places in our being, both in mind and in flesh, that we have created through our own power as a creator, things that hold us back. And one of the things that you hear me go on and on about is that we powerfully are always creating. We're never not creating. We are creators, made in the image of the master creator. So we have that ability. But you see, we are really good at creating anything we want. But for some reason, right now, what humanity is going through and uncovering is the fact that we have been creating patterns of limitation. And because we're so powerful, those patterns of limitation, well, they really exist. They really come into form, and then we get the results we're seeking. But the crazy part of it is we don't know that we're seeking somehow the limitation of our power. And so there's this massive transformation in humanity right now where we're realizing, holy fuck, we have all been powerfully creating individually and co-creating suffering, and it works. It totally works because we are powerful creators. But the awakening is this: we get to choose. We get to choose now anything we want. And so for me right now, in my own awakening, there's really that moment where you go, really? I deserve to have anything I want? I can have it without suffering. I can have it without torment. Or more importantly, I can have it without having to negotiate with another human being. You mean I can, as a individual, align my energy and it will manifest by my relationship with the universe And the answer is yes. But where I am growing and doing the cleansing in the underworld of my own psyche and my own energy being is the disbelief that it could be that easy. That somehow we have been trained that we should be miserable, in my case, or that power comes from someone else, or power or what we want only comes when we negotiate and compromise with another being or institution or force out there, and that is furthest from the truth, right? Yeah. So break that down, Miss Lucifer. We do not deserve. We are the rightful owners. We are the rightful. Everyone here. Well, let me back up and say this. This is the truth about us human beings. We're really meant to live simple. And power doesn't have to be this grandiose thing. It can be a simple life. And yesterday here in Malinalco, which I'll show you Malinalco quick again, there is the Pueblo de Malinalco. I participated yesterday in my Temescal, which is the Aztec indigenous here version of a sweat lodge. Okay, so I'm gonna break a lot of shit down. Check this out. Let me switch back to land. See this land? This is Mexico. And if you go that way, that's heading towards the United States, up that way. And beyond the United States, there's this place called Canada. But have you noticed? It's all one land. It's all one land. And in the pre-Columbian times, before Columbus, before the invaders came, the rituals were shared, and to this day they are shared. So what's really interesting about the Temescal, it carries many Lakota. That's middle United States, plains, Native America, it carries many traditions from the Lakota is passed all the way down here. So this is one land. There is no separation, and really to start to revive that. The borders are bullshit. Borders are the things that we hold in our minds that keep us as a united earth separate from one another. And that is bullshit. We're one people, one earth. And we need to start living like that. And part of our heritage as one people, one earth is being able to have sacred sites that get us in touch with what we really are. And we are creators, pure and simple. And the switch in humanity that is happening now is that we're moving from creators who were asleep at the creator wheel, and therefore we drove ourselves mad. Yes, the cool, this is Silly Mills, is that your name? This will be reposted later, either on YouTube, but also Instagram has a new feature where I can post this live, hopefully if it saves, and it'll be good for 24 hours. So you can come back to my Instagram account, theobsidianblade.podcast. Otherwise, the podcast is totally available on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. Just type in The Obsidian Blade with Wes Parrish, and you're going to find it. So to jump back on the track, it's like the switch in humanity is the awakening, is that you've always been the same human. But you're awakening to what you've been doing, which is powerfully asleep at the wheel, creating misery that serves, and some other shamans would say, serves these kind of non-corporeal energy entities. But we're awakening to go like, I have a choice here. And the choice is, I can actually, by my word, which is my wand, put into creation the life I want to live. And the life that we get to live, now here's the next step, because I know there's many good friends that I have who do incredible work in coaching, and I'm also an intuitive coach as well. You can check out my website where I list what I do. But a lot of the coaches that I see out there are coaching people to be powerful players in a world that is not going to exist any longer. The world of money, the world of an economy that has been designed by the few to manipulate the many. I want you to be aware that you are meant to live the life that you want, but that doesn't mean emulating the life that you already see around you, which is like in the United States where they pump, hey, freedom means having a bigger car or bigger tits or bigger houses or more of this or more of that or whatever. That's not freedom. That's somebody else's game. And where we're headed is so much more connected to life. And we are now just receiving the blueprints for what that life looks like. And I want you to be aware of it. I want you to be powerful, and I want you to have the life that you want, but do not emulate the economy that already exists, because the economy of where we are headed is the understanding that you and you alone are the master of your own life. And I was writing this the other day, let's see if I can remember it, that you are the currency. You are the currency of the new realm. And don't you love the double entendre of that word currency? Because current means electricity, and current also means now. And so you are the future currency of this earth, meaning you are the future economy, you are the future electricity or energy, and it all happens in the current, the now, the current, the stream, the current, the flow of your being a dynamic energy that can be anything it wants beyond the realm of survival. We are going beyond the realm of survival. So on this solstice, that's what I want to get to you, is that we are going beyond the world made in survival that a few created, like say the banking system, to manipulate the many into its form. And here in Malinalco, it's beautiful. You see people farming. Life is simple. Life is meant to be simple. And when you get back to the earth, that's when you realize and remember what it means to be simple. So that's partly what it looks like. Yeah, Richard, I'll check you late, man. Yeah. Love you. Nashville guy. It definitely means being your own person. And that, like I said, all the control mechanisms are falling away. But here's the first control mechanism that you must get rid of in your own life. The first control mechanism ain't the government. It ain't the bully down the street. It's not the assholes in your life. You're the first control mechanism. And I love that phrase, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So, again, just paying homage to my solstice beam of light. Here we go, right down the center. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You are the first control mechanism. And for myself, I have been exfoliating spiritually, energetically, mentally, subconsciously, all the places that I spend my power keeping alive. Beliefs that I adopted when I was like 3 years old, 6 years old, 12 years old. These beliefs that were a reaction to life. These beliefs that were in a moment of survival or needing to get love, I made an extreme decision. And then that extreme decision got baked into the psyche and said, okay, when this situation happens, this is the role that I go to and this is how it works. Oh, I understand how it works now, my 3-year-old mind. Oh, okay, so someone acts like a jerk and then they get love? Or when someone needs something, they yell. So when you yell, you get what you want, right? Like these little silly little rules that we see happening around modeled around us by other asleep people. And then we take them on as, well, okay, I guess this is how humans do this. But in the end, we're doing this bullshit to ourselves when we examine our own inner dialogue, which is so necessary to do. We can discover that our own inner dialogue is really mean and rough and rude and controlling to ourselves. So again, it ain't the government that's controlling you. It ain't the assholes. You are the first control mechanism. And when we clean up our act, the rest of the world will follow. And that's how we change this world. Yes, go out and do good works, but you are the first good work to do, Let me just check in the messages because I love you so much. Loving that you're all hanging out with me on the Solstice. I'm here at this very powerful place here in Malinalco. Here, let me switch the camera around. This is where the Aztec heads of state would come to do very important decision making. And again, this temple is the temple of where they worship the sun Huitzilopochtli, who's the god of sun and also the god of war. And again, it's amazing that I'm standing here because back in the day, only the most elite Jaguar and Eagle warriors were allowed here to do their rituals and to maintain the rhythm of the universe. And that's a thing that I want to talk about too, is that, this is why I'm here honoring the solstice. There are rhythms that happen on this earth. There are rhythms that happen in the sky with the sun, the moon, Venus, the Palladians. And it is important, these sacred mathematics and these sacred rhythms are life itself. Life just isn't here on the earth, it's in the stars, it's in the heavens. And to turn off the distractions in our lives and start to tune up our world to these rhythms that are happening whether you look at them or not. And that we can move away from the old system of clocks and calendars on walls demanding that we be here or be there, and we can get back into the natural rhythm of life. So yes, Lucifer, time to raise our personal vibrations for the collective power and oneness. Yes, absolutely, and we are. Again, we take responsibility, each one of us, for the vibration we hold. And remember, you know how the mind works. We're only 5% conscious in the waking state. 95%, unfortunately, is subconscious routines in the neural network that we formed by our own decision making that is mostly running how we roll through life. But due to neuroplasticity, we have a hand in changing it. We are not doomed by our genetics, and we are not doomed by our current thinking, because all of us have the ability to meditate and examine, like Sherlock Holmes. Hey, when this happens, I do this, and I'd like to do something different. What is the reason behind why I do what I do? And who is the personality making the decisions of why I, in quotes, do what I do? And can I let go of that personality who has particular needs, wants, desires, rejections, attractions, and open up to a different type of personality who will align with what feels better to me, getting in touch with that. Yes, Mao Whisper, you should come here. It's very, very tranquilo, very chill, and very powerful. Very beautiful land here in Malinalco. Here, I'll switch to show you the landscape. It's a beautiful village below. Not sure how many minutes I have left because they're closing here soon. They close so early at 5 o'clock, but I'm really want to just touch in with you all and hope that you're having a great day. This video is going to be on for another 24 hours, hopefully, and we're going to post it later to the Instagram account, and hopefully if it downloads, I'll also be posting it to the YouTube channel. And we'll do that there. Hola. Serrano? Si. So I'm going to wrap it up right now. They're closing up, but again, this is going to be available for 24 hours up on Instagram Live, and I love you, and please tune in to wherever you are on La Tierra, the earth, and be in touch with the solstice energy. All right, check you later. Oh, and one last thing, please check the link in my bio for the Patreon account that I'm running, because if you love what I'm doing here, where we get to hang out online, I'm doing something on Zoom only for my Patreon fans only, where we're going to use Zoom, and that gives us the ability to do two-way video, and then I can take your questions and answers, and we can hang out for like a much longer time, and I can see you face to face on Zoom. So check out the link in my bio. That goes to my Patreon account, and you'll see everything I'm offer if you become a patron of what I do at the Obsidian Blade podcast. All right, love you. Talk to you soon. Ciao.